Hi friends, several people have asked me how I ever got involved in the abortion issue, and I will make another video explaining that in more detail, but I'm not sure how many stories to include. Sometimes I'm not quite sure what to share and what not to share, or how long the video should be. Anyways, I thought you might find this story interesting. The very first time that I ever heard the word abortion was around the year 2001 when I was in prison, and since some of you watching this video don't know about that history, here's a brief summary. At the age of 16 years old, I was committing crimes and I was arrested by the police for 7 kidnappings and armed robberies, and because they were very serious violent crimes, I was tried as an adult and sent to the adult prison from 1995 to 2008. However, while in prison, I began to read the Bible, which changed my life shortly thereafter. I had a little radio in my prison cell where I happened to find my favorite radio program called Bible Answers Live with Doug Batchelor's Amazing Facts. At the time, I knew absolutely nothing about Seventh-day Adventists. In the year 2001, I was working in what's called the dish tank or dish pit in the prison kitchen. Thousands of prisoners come to eat at the chow hall, and when they finish, they throw their dirty dishes through a hole in the wall, and on the other side are a group of guys cleaning the dishes for 26 cents an hour. That was my job, and it was much better than sitting in the cell all day. And as you can imagine, between meals, we don't have much to do, and idleness usually leads to trouble. And while I could tell you many stories, I do have one about abortion. One of the men that I was working with, his name was Dooley, and Dooley was in prison for drugs, for methamphetamines, but Dooley was a really funny guy, and Dooley had no problem saying the craziest things to people. Now, in the kitchen, there was this woman supervisor working there, and one day, Dooley walked up to her and with a big smile on his face said, "Hey, I've got a question for you. Is an apple still an apple if it's on the tree?" And the woman smiled and said, "Why, sure, of course it is." To which Dooley immediately replied, "So abortion is murder." And of course, this made the woman very upset and angry. Now, this was the first time in my life that I had ever heard of abortion. I knew nothing about it, and I didn't really understand until many years later why she got so angry. But just the way that Dooley smiled and asked the question, it was really funny. That was the first time I ever heard of abortion. And by the way, that's an excellent question to ask people. Is an apple still an apple if it's on the tree? Because Adventists will walk right into that question. The next time that you are with some Adventists, especially in North America, ask them that question and then watch their response. People say that Adventists don't dance, but if you ask that question, you will see them dance. Anyways, that story was from around the year 2001. I was released from prison early in 2005. I then joined the Adventist Church, but it wasn't until about 10 years later, around the end of 2015, 2016, that I learned about abortion within our own church. There were several very interesting stories that prompted me to start this channel, which I will share later in another video. But 2 stories would be the conversation that I had with a Catholic woman on a plane flying from Shanghai to Seattle, and the time when I used a salesman's trick on an Adventist theologian. These and other stories I'll share in an upcoming video. Bye-bye.